This is Colin Digits. I'm here with the Digits Club and Sir Lucas from Affyn. How are you, sir? Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting, Colin. Nice being here. Amazing to watch all your videos, all throughout this journey together. Yep.
Thank you. Really great to see you. We have about 30 people with us. I have the chat open, so if anybody has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll be able to pick them up. Let's start out with the amazing journey you've had, right? I think the IDO was already a couple months ago. How long has it been?
I think 2.5 months. 2.5 months. So we IDO'd on January 29. So now we are in mid-April already. 2.5 months. Yep.
2.5 months.
Yep.
We obviously, I'm going to dive straight into Affyn as a company, the Nexus as the game, right? I saw one of your posts the other day, which specifically mentioned why you guys like to do things on Zoom because of the transparency, the instant answers. That's one thing I want to briefly mention for everybody. I did get no request to see the questions beforehand, all these things. That's what I like. You know, you're ready to answer the questions. At any moment you're not comfortable answering any questions, that's fine as well. Okay. Looking basically at the progress you guys have had, obviously bearish market, right? Yep. Some downward trend expected on the token. In my opinion, it's holding up really, really well. How has your experience been from, let's say, a business operation point of view since the actual token launch, and your personal opinion, not for the future, because I know you're not allowed to say anything on that on the token, but perhaps the IDO date until now?
Yeah, so I mean, thanks for asking this question and allowing me to share my insights since our IDO. Actually, everything has been gone according to plan, but better. Because right from the beginning, we knew that our biggest challenge would really be on team expansion. So we needed to find the right people, the right team members who are not just good in terms of capability, but also who share the same values as us. And we are, okay, what I did expect was the team expansion to be growing quite fast. You know, we actually onboarded a pretty capable HR director, somebody who's in charge of HR, right. And she helped to, give really good insights on how to restructure our organization, what are the verticals, who to be in charge of what, and somebody who was really on a professional level, who helped global conglomerates, to build their team. So having her on board has really changed my perspective of how we can build an organization to build our company. So, and of course, as you mentioned, the bear market, bull market, the market condition kind of stuff, right? Now, again, why things happen like that, right? Many cryptocurrency tokens are very reliant on market condition, and solely it's because the whole entire market, it's all highly speculative. Most people don't buy crypto to, to use, you see, they buy it to speculate or profit. That happened since the beginning of cryptocurrency to the time I joined in 2016 to till today. Fundamentally, things have not changed. So it's very reliant on Bitcoin, it's very reliant on market condition, and it's always very highly speculative. Now, I believe that the company that can achieve utility, where people buy it for the purpose of the end result, which is the value of the product, right? That will break away from Bitcoin and market condition. So till today, I don't see one company actually achieving that yet. And that's why when Bitcoin go down, everything go down. When Bitcoin go up, everything go up. Yeah. Right. So for us as a team, a lot of things are happening behind the scene. A lot of moving parts are moving all together. Marketing, operations, finance. We are also getting a new office space. Okay, and PR. Everything is all happening. Just that we will be showcasing many of them. I would say maybe around end May or maybe June period at the time. Yeah.
Is that also the period when basically the next milestones are planned? Because as far as I've seen on the roadmap, you obviously had the big IDO event. You hit everybody with a strong trailer thereafter, right? Because that's one of the more impressive trailers I think we've seen in terms of explaining.
Wait till you see the next one.
Yeah, all right, that'll be exciting. Yeah. Indeed, on the utility side of things, I mean, it was amazing, right? The actual real life connection. To translate that in like a visual good job on the studio as well. That helped you with that. But obviously, the next milestone would be, I assume, then the introduction of these two-sided NFT collections, right? That would be like the next big thing on the utility side of the token.
Yes, correct. So if you see our roadmap on the white paper, right, the next quarter 2, quarter 3, which we are currently in quarter 2, quarter 3, right, will be most of our major milestones, our NFT sales, our land sale, our gameplay gameplay trailer. So we are working towards all of these milestones, and all of that has to be launched at a specific timing. So it couldn't be all at one time, lump it together. All has to be timed strategically. So that's why you will see that. In fact, initially our plan was to do consistent marketing, but I decided that instead of doing consistent marketing that serves no purpose, right, I wanted to compress everything all at the same time. And I thought, okay, maybe I can share a little bit. Actually, when you're cycling, right? Okay, when you're going uphill, right? So you don't cycle slowly. It's going to be a very miserable upslope when you're cycling, right? But if you are to push through momentum towards the whole run up, right, in the uphill, right, when you reach to the top of it, it will be a very smooth sailing road down. So what I'm trying to say is, during the upslope, right now, that's where we are going through the upslope. We want to compress all our activity, our reserve, our resources, our energy, all at the same time. And that will happen, I would say, around June, July period. May will start already, but the whole major activity will happen starting from maybe June, July period. Yeah.
Right. So basically, right now is a little bit of a quiet period, and then the momentum build up happens. Okay. So one of the questions that's coming through is, obviously people are quite focused on the token. You mentioned, obviously the utility is the biggest part, yet it makes sense. If there's no game, there's no direct utility. You are going to use the token for the mint of the NFTs.
Yes.
Is that the main idea there, just to bring utility to the token, or is there also an economic business point of view on that mint?
Okay, so first, it's not just about utility on an NFT just for the sake, it's an NFT, I'm just trying to drive value of the token. That's not the purpose. The main purpose is to drive value of the NFT, the product, right? So people must want the product. And that's the whole gist of creating a business. I mean, right? So if people don't want a product, then there's no purpose, right? So, but what we are to try to do is to achieve the creating value of a product, that if they want that product, they have to buy our token. So the token is actually secondary. The focus and priority is on the product, which is the NFTs. So the NFT will be just the first taste of what we are trying to do. And then moving into our land sale. But subsequently, right, it's really more about the game itself, the utility. People want to play, people want to buy stuff inside, they need FYN Token, right? So again, what I'm trying to drive my point, it's the token, it's not, we are not trying to create a product just to create value of the token. We are trying to create value of the product, that they need.
And of course, with the, because that's basically aligned with your vision, right? That's like the long-term, steady, cut-up milestone plan. The question coming from perhaps a short-term investor point of view, right? With the current market sentiment, they see a devaluation of the token, which makes sense, right? In my opinion, but that's just a personal opinion, it's holding up really well compared to, well, the 40-60% downfall we see on other projects. So that says something, I think, about your structure. Let me change the question. Why did you decide for daily vesting, for example?
Daily vesting. Oh, you mean for the pre-sale, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you look at our whole tokenomics, right, it's not just daily vesting. We actually had from our seed, our strategic, our private, all this has an 18 months vesting, 6 months cliff, right? Yeah. So, right. So, if you look at that, right, there is all our VCs, all the private investors, there was, we didn't receive any complaints or criticism from any of our VC partners. They were all very supportive of our vision, and they were all in it for the long game. Now, of course, when we talk about pre-salers, these are individual community investors. So we didn't want to structure a 18 months vesting, 6 months cliff for them. Right? So because again, we also understand in the crypto space, the attention span is also pretty short, right? So that's why we do a daily vesting, such that token release daily for them. I mean, of course, they want to sell, we can actually allow them to sell. So, and we don't want, you know, that like one big lump sum come out, then after that, oh, the whole price, you see one red long bar come down like that, right? So we felt that we wanted to structure it this way, such that we understand individual community investors. There will be people, not everybody, there'll be some who are impatient. They are here for the short game. And that's why we do the daily vesting for them. But for VCs, we structure it very firmly that we are looking only for, you know, partners who share the long-term vision with us.
Makes sense. That makes sense. So basically you cater to both audiences that way and try to keep everybody happy while not looking for that huge turbulence on the price. Right? Because when I was reading the chart, obviously there's a linear downward trend over the last month or so, but it's very minimal. So then I started looking at your vesting and it's like, oh, there's a daily release, which makes sense that the people that are really about it, I haven't claimed any of my tokens, which is, I'm in it for the long run. I'm very curious about the NFTs, and there's also some questions coming in regarding that. So if we can have a look there. Why, perhaps, and that's just a personal curiosity there, why would you raise in your own tokens? I do understand that obviously that would be the smartest choice, but what happens with those tokens? Is it like a treasury? Is it like a burn? Is it more of like a smart buyback mechanism? How does that work?
Okay, so again, why we do it in our own token, right? Again, first let's go look at the other side. If we do it in Ethereum or any other token, right? Then what's the purpose of our token, right? So that become that. I mean, our message is about utility, creating value on the token, right? And we intend to stick to it. Okay, for us, it will make more sense if we, from a business standpoint, for the short term, I'm talking about short term, that we raise it in Ethereum or stable coins or anything. So this will provide financial funding for the company. Right. Okay. And that is pretty much more short term. This is what we felt. But what we actually prioritized more was sticking to our principles and our messaging, that we wanted to create utility of the token. Right. So of course, we want to create great products. And of course, if we want to sell it, we can easily raise in Ethereum and get stuff like that. But again, we wanted to stick to our messaging of receiving in FYN Token. So regarding where the money will go to, it will go to the treasury, the foundation of it, or it will be remain there. And it'll be there. Yeah.
And at any time, because if you put it in a treasury at any time, it's like if you burn it, it's gone, right? I understand that. And if you put it in a treasury, it's basically, if you would ever need it, then it's there. Is it like that kind of vision?
Right, yes. So we want to keep it fluid. We don't want to make it too strict, too stringent, because as a startup, it's anything can happen, you see. Everything is so, we don't want to be, we want it to be flexible,
you don't want to have your hands tied together. And I've done 6 startups myself. Whenever I think it's going to cost 3 million, it's always 4 million, right? It's never what you think it will be, or what the estimates are. What you think will take 1 year might take a little bit longer. But yeah, the right people in the right place is definitely important for your foundation. I think that's one of the key elements. To tie into that teamwork, I did see a specific press release, which I appreciated. It was very transparent, about some C-level executives being replaced. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes. Okay, I wouldn't say replace. Maybe I can share some insight on that. Okay, so for Franklin, which is our in charge of tech, right? So Franklin has been my best friend since, I know him since like 17 years ago already. Yeah, so he has been very talented in tech and everything. Just that for Franklin, he wanted to pursue his passion in life. And that's non-work related. So and he didn't want to continue, with Affyn. Mainly, it's because he wanted to prioritize, pursuing his passion in life. And of course, for me, it's I would say the business should not interfere with friendship. It should not affect, right? And I'm always supportive, that if you're pursuing your passion, why want to be in your way, right? So we are on good terms, we even talk about, we still talk, we play cards together, we still go out together, we still hang out together. It's just that we decided to go on different routes. So that's for Franklin. And for Christina, which is our chief marketing officer, she was in charge of marketing. So Christina's arrangement with us was really to help us out in the beginning, during our ICO days, the pre-sale and everything. And of course, for her, she wanted to pursue other personal opportunities. And for us as a company, we wanted to support her. We don't want to be in her way to, no, don't pursue other opportunities, stay with us and stuff like that. So, and of course, we all parted on all good terms. There was no ugly side of things. It's just that we only announced it both at the same time, that
but I think it's good,
speculation.
If it's that transparent, right, then it must mean you parted on good terms, because otherwise you would probably hush it away, right, if there would be some fight. So that's definitely that's clear, and it makes sense. I mean, you want people to be there because they want to be there at the end of the day, right? Because you're building something with an amazing vision, and if they're not supportive of that, or at least have their mind somewhere else, they can give potentially that 100%, which I assume would be required, right? To pioneer this space. With your going back to like the business side of things, the next big milestone would be the NFT Landsale first, and then I want to say puppets, but I don't know what they're called.
No. So we'll have our buddies first.
Buddies,
and
okay.
Our land, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So on the buddies, right, which is basically Pokemon Companion, kind of comparable.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. For a non-gamer, okay.
Okay.
So these buddies, is there like a quantity available? You have anything set in stone already?
Okay, I'm tasked not to share anything during this call. Okay. I'm personally super excited about what's in plan for NFTs. I know what's going on, but Tammy was like, please don't say anything about our NFT. Okay.
Yeah, she knew that I would ask. Right?
Tammy is that, yes, I'm watching you later. Okay, I only can say I'm super excited. We are all very excited about it. And okay, I cannot say too much. Let's skip this question. It'll be
it's fine.
Time. Yeah,
it's announced when it's announced. Perhaps on the utility side, not actually regarding the mint, but on the utility side of these buddies, right? So not from a gamer point of view, because with the Nexus, I'm just super transparent. I'm not going to play the Nexus, right? But from an investment point of view, I'm very much interested in the longevity of the token combined with these NFTs. Yeah. Is there a partnership that you're looking at in regards to perhaps guilds participating on the Nexus with these buddies?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what we do, right? It's I believe in collaborative kind of relationship with other companies and other metaverses. I mean, at the end of the day, we are building something that's supposed to be interoperable, right? If not, you're using the word NFTs for the sake of hype, then it's a bit weird. So there will be a lot of opportunities down the road. But of course, we need to be more established first, at least have things run up, and then we talk about partnerships and all this kind of stuff. We don't want everything up in the air. Oh yeah, we're gonna do partnership, right? So definitely down the road we intend to do it. I was telling Zach, which is the one who is in charge of operations today. So my plan and how we want to integrate because it's not just about partnerships with the companies inside the crypto and blockchain world. I want to be able to bring crypto and blockchain into the real world, partnering with traditional established names, and I have a great plan to do that, but that will be down the road in the future.
When you say down the road, what kind of timeline are we looking at?
Timeline. Okay, I would say that we have different milestones of that kind of partnerships. So the one I shared with Zach today, it's next year. Okay, but this year we also have plans to do that. But the more exciting one will be next year. Yeah, when we have a beta up and running,
it's like something concrete, right? You also need to.
So we have actually pretty much. Actually, we have a couple of well-established, world-class big companies. I can't say who approach us, and they say, oh, wow, we want to be, be seen as part of the forefront of a trend. We want to be the metaverse trend. How can we work together? Can you build a game for us? Be part in your metaverse. We are excited about the Pokemon Go concept in the geolocation. So we had a really interesting talk together with them. I'm surprised to be able to talk to them. And we see a great opportunity of how we can actually gel companies that are completely not related to game, blockchain, crypto, NFTs, anything, to be part of our metaverse. Right. So yeah, I mean, there are many ways to do it, but again, these are information that is really for the future, so we can't really say too much about it. Yeah. So this year's milestone, it's more of our priority, because this year it's about our NFT sale, our land sale, and our gameplay trailer. So that's and we're working towards our beta, which is currently in development. Yeah.
On the beta, basically, that would be the big opening. That would also be the moment where the users can really, I think any type of user would want to experience it, right? When it opens up. You mentioned it was for the three big moves this year. It was basically the game teaser, right? That was it, right?
Yes. So people will like see, okay, that's how the game looks like, how it's being played. It will be a teaser. It won't be like a full blown, everything that you see, everything.
But is it like in-game footage, or is it like more cinematic?
In-game. So we will showcase in-game footage.
Okay, because that's the important stuff, right?
Yeah, so my I cannot say too much, but there'll be in-game footage. Yes.
Okay, that's good. I mean, like in general, of course, I understand from a business point of view, right? No promises, keep everything as light as possible until the announcements happen. The hype is also important, right? To build that momentum that you were referring to earlier. But it's at least good to know that the expectations are being controlled. Right, there's no like crazy. There's no announcements about announcements, right?
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Exactly.
It's like we all know it's going to take time, right? Yep. We all know that it's more of a serious project relative to what we often see. And I also have a serious question here, which is an interesting one. Some concern about the congestion on the Polygon network. Is there a analysis or perhaps interest to expand? To maybe bridge the token to a different network?
What I can say is there has been talks and discussion about it, but for the very short term, we'll still be using Polygon. So for now, we'll still be using Polygon for the very short term. For the long term, we have talks and discussion about that, but I cannot make promise or guarantees on that because it's just talks for now.
Yeah. Just like see if the opportunity is there. Is Polygon Studios involved in like the advisory or support of Affyn at all?
We are connected with them, but we have not been. For Polygon Studio, we are connected to them, but maybe this is something we can announce later on. I would say maybe June, July period. Yeah.
But things are at least in conversation. There's not like
we are talking to them. We are connected to them, but we have nothing concrete with them for now, I would say. Yeah, but there's something we can explore later on. Yeah.
Amazing. Because I think that's like of course that's the foundation you're building on, right? And if the integration is there, it just like instills the trust. When you briefly spoke about the VCs before, right? I assume there's like a feedback loop with them. I assume also that you're only going to share good information with us. So let's say, what was the feedback provided to you as a growth opportunity from VCs? Is there anything they mentioned specifically?
Can you repeat that question? Like, did they give any good advice to us? That kind of stuff? Is it?
Yeah, perhaps things like usually the VCs are very much focused on what's not going well instead of what is going well. And I assume you would only tell us what is going well. So I'm specifically asking you, is there something that you they want to see improved?
For me, I'm okay, because I was actually okay. The other day, somebody was asking me like, there's a lot of like disappointment about the token price going down. What are we doing to push the price up? You know, all this in the community chat and stuff like that. And then they were asking me about the VCs, and I didn't really think about it. And when that person asked that question to me, I was like, okay, no VC made any complaints to us, okay, other than asking us, okay, do you need my advice for your NFT sales? That was the, so we have quite a few VCs who are very supportive of what we are doing, but it wasn't really so much about the current price or, you know, going down. They are very simply asking, okay, how's your NFT sales doing? Do you need my opinion on, you know, how to make the NFT sales successful? Maybe we can give some feedback and stuff like that. Yeah. So then they were asking about, maybe do you need connections to them, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it was really no complaints, but more of offering help to help us
to make it even better.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Like you referred back to it in the beginning, that perhaps what we would call retail investors, right? That level, the entry into crypto, they're very short-term focused. They're very much under money, which makes sense. I mean, like if an individual has a $500 of FYN token, that's already a lot. And a VC with $500,000 of FYN token is obviously a very different vision, right?
Yes.
What would you say perhaps to those small people? Because without making any speculation on the token, right? Because I know that's always a sensitive topic. How would you address the potential fear that they have in terms of token devaluation or anything like this?
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, maybe I can share as individual investor myself, because I came into this space since 2016, right on the bull run 2017, and saw the whole bear market in 2018, right? So, as an individual investor, I also understand the fear of, well, what if, you know, my money is disappeared? What are you doing to do marketing? And at the end of the day, many of us want certainty. Okay, if I see the price go up now, it makes you feel good. Maybe you can sell and make profit, take back your capital. I totally understand that. But again, with this kind of thinking, right, it's really more, you can't really make the big money if with this kind of mentality, right? So if you really want to make the big amount, you have to, I would say that you have to invest in fundamentals. So if you believe in the fundamentals of a company, you have to understand that to build something of greatness, right, it takes time, patience. You see, if you look at our TGE from 29 January to now, it's 2.5 months. No great companies take 2.5 months to build something amazing, right? So again, we can do marketing now. We can list on a centralized exchange. It serves no purpose for the short term. Yeah, you get it?
I agree.
Yeah, for something to have value, you must back it up with substance. And marketing without substance, it's you know, just selling, you know, nothing.
The hype, right? That is basically one of the main problems. I think like centralized exchange, as you mentioned, those pump the price because there's a sudden influx of demand, but that demand disappears because they're on trading the market, they're not trading the product, right? Yes. So in that case, when the supply stays the same, demand goes down, the price crashes, right? It's like simple trading. It's not even tokenomics on that regard. I think in line with your tokenomics that like VCs are vested, they are actually supportive as well, which a lot of projects that we speak to is like, oh yeah, VCs had a lot of big plans in the beginning and now after the TGE, they're nowhere to be found or they're busy, right? Those things is what people should look at. When you say fundamentals, right? I'll share my fundamentals, but if you say fundamentals on a potential investment, what exactly would you say for a business like Affyn or its core fundamentals that you would like potential investors to look at?
Okay, so I mean, personally, as an individual investor, right, when I invest into a company, the most important one is the team. right? What is the values of the team? What's the capability of the team, right? Can the team actually deliver the end result? Do they have track record? Do they have this and that, right? So it's really about the team, the transparency of the team. How are they reacting to answers on AMA? What are the answers? Are they shielding it? Are they promoting? So again, the team actually says a lot about the future of a project, because at the end of the day, right, many crypto companies, blockchain companies, when they start and launch a token sale, right, again, most of them, including Affyn, we are selling the future of what we're going to do. So when everything is all about the future, right, you can't really predict anything. It's all just a prediction. The only metric that you can actually look at is the team, right? Does the team has the capability to get there? Does the team has the financials, capital to actually execute the vision? So again, the team, it's the most important. The second thing to look at is actually the tokenomics, right? So when you look at the tokenomics, you can actually tell a lot about how the team is actually thinking. What are they thinking? Are they here just to make the short-term money? Are they here to, find VCs bringing in, or what? So for us, if you can look at our whole tokenomics, it's built for long term, right? And we actually structure our 18-month vesting to actually filter out many VCs. So in fact, we got so much rejections during the seed, strategic, and private round because there was no TGE token unlock, right? They are all asking 5%, 10% unlock, and there are some VCs we really want to partner because of the branding, right? But we had to stick to our principles to we need to stay firm. And it was not easy because we were not very sure we can actually do it. But we need to stay firm to actually bring in the right people to actually partner with us. Because again, at the end of the day, this is a long journey. We won't be able to do it ourselves only. We needed partners who can help us in the long term. So at the end of the day, it's really the team and the fundamentals. And of course, the fundraise. Like the other day, my chief people officer was telling me, startup, the most important thing is, do they have the money? Right? If you have the capital, okay, you can hire the right people to come in. So we have raised $20 million US, okay, and now we have the money to bring in talents. Let's say we have zero product development team today. Let's say we don't have Dennis, we don't have Calvin, we don't have all of them, right? But again, with the financial capital today we have, right, we can actually build a strong team to make it happen. You see, so at the end of the day, a startup, do they have the financial resource to make it happen? Do they have the right financial management? Are they overspending on useless stuff, just to please the community and run out of money? So every startup, the biggest fear is running out of money. So thankfully for us, we have a professional financial in charge, to actually help us do our projection, our runway and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good answer. I mean, in general, I would say team, same, is the number one thing, right?
Number one, yes.
One thing we often see in the crypto space, at least what I see, right? Because, I review 5-7 projects on a weekly basis, is that, and that's why I like, that's why we invited you here, right? Because the vision is just different. It's perfectly in line with the actions. And I'm not saying that because you guys are here. I've said that to Herman before he contacted you, right? The whole flow, what I see in the crypto space, what in my opinion is wrong, is that they have AAA teams, right? Which is great. But then the marketing team is basically trying to bridge the roadmap by pumping the token, specifically what we spoke about before, right? So there will be announcements which are not really any real value announcement, but and in my opinion, it's better to stay quiet if you have nothing to say. And if you have something to say, then hit the market, right? Because you're allowed to do marketing, you're allowed to do PR when the moment is there. And if there's nothing to say, then perhaps just do a conversation like we're doing, having a friendly chat, and then bring value where you can bring it, but also say like, hey, this is not something we want to discuss or whatever. It's about the trust. There's so many shitty projects, scam projects in this space that once you do have something of real value, it should speak for itself, in my opinion, right?
Yes.
And of course, we're not building a game. We've been progressing very quickly as well, right? But I think it's because there's so much money in this space, and people, specifically last year, right, last November, throw money at everything, which is basically one of the things that now in a more negative market sentiment, the companies suffer, right?
Yeah,
because of it.
Yeah, correct. So the company wasted resources on nothing, right? And it hurt the company. So the moment it hurts the company, it actually hurts the long-term investors, the people who believe in you, you see, while it actually benefits the short-term people, right? So because when you pump marketing in, let's say tomorrow I launch Binance or list on Binance or KuCoin, Coinbase, right? Okay, the token pump will go up very high. Now, the people who believe you in the long term are not going to sell anyway, right? So again, the people who are in for the short-term profit, they will sell. But again, when we do this, right, it means it's financial resources spent out of the company to that, and we are not even selling it. So we pump the price, it's not for us to sell. It's not for the long-term holders to sell. It's for the short-term people who are going to leave anyway, you see. And when they leave, they're going to jump to another project. Then so again, I'm not able to please everybody, but my priority is for the people who believe in us for the long term, and that is my priority.
Yep. Yeah, I would say like in general, I think any crypto business owner or anything here in general would say, as long as you're committed to your company and the investors are committed to you, automatically there's like a full loop of confidence, right? Because we all know investments carry risk, and always do your own research in these things. But you can already, I think, in the crypto space, specifically blockchain gaming right now, can really differentiate the quality games from the cash grabs, right? About the Nexus game, right? Because that's something that I've been trying to tell people. Affyn is the company, and the Nexus is the game. Which there's a lot of confusion there. What do you think on a mass adoption level? Because I see, you referred to Pokemon Go earlier. It does make sense, that structure, to complete your vision, right? And to look as myself a long-term holder of the FYN token. Would you say that you're looking at a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, or does it even go beyond that scope to visualize the actual integration into the real world as we've seen in the first trailer you provided?
You mean integration of the game into the real world? Like, or having the, okay, so that means the full readiness of everything, right? From the game itself, the real world itself, and basically the full ready, right? Okay, so this again, it's I wouldn't say it's like okay, let's say 2025 is a time everything is ready. It's not like a one-time thing, it's a progressive thing, right? So I would say that okay, this was needed to be discussed with the legal team, but so far what I've got back, the feedback, right, it's we will be able to to integrate the real world aspect much earlier than expected, and I hope to be able to do it maybe hopefully end of this year or early next year, hopefully, right? So but again, this needs to be cleared with the legal team, but as we launch the beta, so so maybe I can share with you a little bit more of the roadmap, right? So when you launch the beta, it will be a closed beta first, right? So when we talk about closed beta, it's really invited parties to actually participate in a closed beta, to actually try the game, see if it works, and really from there we start progressively improve. But we also want to concurrently do it with the real world. And it's possible. I think it's possible. By the way, must clear with the legal team first, right? Yeah, and if it's really possible, I think it'll be pretty fun. By next year, okay, this is what I personally think, right? Again, it comes down to whether the development team can do it and the legal, is it cleared? I personally think by next year, we'll be able to see something, maybe end of next year, right? Where people can really play the game and integrate into the real world, and they can do scavenger hunts and all that kind of stuff. I think it's possible. I think. Later.
Little disclaimer.
Oh my God, you put a pressure. Yeah, but I personally think it can be done. We'll be able to see some stuff next year. Yes. Yeah.
How would the roadmap look if we would look just at the current year for, let's say, the two mints, right? So back to the NFTs we go. Is there a utility within 3 months of these NFT mints?
Utility of the, and oh, you mean the okay, so the NFT means, right, the buddies, right, in the very, okay, the fundamental of the NFT buddies can later on be integrated into the Nexus World. And I mean, just saying out now, no confirmation, but we will be able to integrate into the other games within the Affyn ecosystem later on also, because we are, at the end of the day, we are building a multiverse. Nexus is just the first stop of what we are doing, right?
Yeah.
And more to come. So the fundamental utility is already there, that you can integrate into the game. It's not just an NFT you put on your profile picture, but it can be used, right? So, but of course, we are going to be adding more utility on top of just the integration of the game. We will be making announcements of the utility of it. There will be continuity of the utility of the NFTs. That's one thing, not just on the buddies itself, but also the land. Yeah. So
would you say these mints are planned strategically to bridge the roadmap?
Plan strategically to bridge the roadmap, meaning to say? I don't understand this question.
Between the gameplay footage and the TGE, it's specifically almost halfway. Or is it just a coincidence? I think not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's planned strategically. It's time. Yeah. Okay,
instills trust in the team again. If it's a strategic move, and you can say it's strategic,
nothing is random. I can tell you, nothing is random.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's good. That's good. On the NFT side, it's obviously you have the Nexus and you have the real world integration. The land, will it be land inside the Nexus world, or are you going to copy real world land? For the
okay, so the coordinates will be real world. The coordinates, that means, let's say you own the Roman Colosseum, right? Okay, so you'll be the owner of the Roman Colosseum coordinates, right? So that's one area. Okay, and I would say that, you see, I don't even know Pokemon Go, right? Pokemon Go, one of their biggest earnings, it's cost per visit, right? The CPV. That's the godfather of advertising metrics. That's the highest tier, right? So and imagine you are able to own land in Pokemon Go around the Roman Colosseum, right? And anybody that's in the Roman Colosseum playing Pokemon Go, right, on your land, you have benefits of it. Yeah. Right. So yeah. So again, but of course the visual will be the Nexus World. Just that the coordinates will be the real world.
Yes. So when the land sale happens, trying to sneak into some details again. When the Landsale.
Oh, by the way, I see Godfather behind your on your wall. The Godfather.
One of my moderators from the Discord, he's helping me out with the difficult questions. When the Landsale happens, so basically the world map would be divided, or are you going to choose specific regions?
Too specific. Oh, no. Okay. I can't say too much about the land, but we are going to be doing it very different from every. Okay, you see, most land selling land, right? Virtual land in the Metaverse space are mostly all made up world, right? That's our own virtual world. So then there are some that are selling based on the real world, right?
Like Eartha, for example, they do like the real world global thing, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so we are going to be doing in a very different and unique approach. And we see a big problem, we see a problem in selling lands that are, so mass wide. Because, I mean, if you talk about the whole real world, that's huge, very, very big. So when it's so big, right, there's the issue of oversupply and the scarcity issue, right? So we are going to be doing it very different. We are going to create a lot of value for it. So I'm already giving you hints already, but I cannot go too much into the details.
Tell me you'll be mad. Yeah.
You see the problem, right? Okay, we have found a solution to that problem. That's what I can say. Okay. I already told you the problem, right? So I cannot tell you too much on it.
Yeah. You're in Singapore, right?
Yes, Singapore.
Will what's it called? Marina Bay Sands?
Marina Bay Sands.
Will it be available in the world?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That'll be part of the ones. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Interesting question from Taddis, which I actually want to pick up myself because it's more of like I don't think it's, well, you cannot give a financial advice, right? And I also cannot give financial advice, but a little disclaimer. He's asking what would be, he has a short, medium, long-term strategy for the FYN token, right? But he's not looking to play the game, right? So for a non-long-term investment,
yep,
what would the suggestion look like? Well, I'll just give my opinion, right? From my vision, if I would be interested in Affyn for the long term, then I would not have to look at the token, right? I have not even claimed my tokens, right? Well, I did take my initial, so that's a lie. Everything right now is profit. That's my personal strategy. So after that, I've not claimed anything. It would make sense for me to get the NFTs. Why? Because it would basically double down on the potential, which I believe is there. So if anybody is like of a long-term strategy, all you basically do is acquire what's there, and then you wait patiently. And that's the easiest thing because there's no stress involved. All you have to do is wait for updates, and you can go on with your life at the same time. Well, these guys do all the hard work. That's basically basically how it goes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of mass adoption, that's a question I see coming back. Where do you think the balance lies between, you know, the longevity of the multiverse, which is like, I don't know, 5, 15 years. It could be however big you make it, and driving the actual adoption.
So your question is how long is it? The long-term plan? Or?
Yeah, or perhaps like a little strategy from the beta onwards. I assume you're going to capitalize on crypto prospects first.
Yep.
But this would look to me like the ideal game for a non-crypto user.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing I need to say, right? Yesterday, Raymond Peng, which is one of our advisor, called me and say, okay, tomorrow's AMA, try not to divulge too much information. The worst thing is when someone else take the idea and do it, and then you seem to be copying them. So I got from Tammy, I got from my co-founder, I got from Raymond, all telling me not to say too much. And I'm a person who like to say too much. So when I'm excited. And of course, one thing that I can say outright, I'll plan to get into adoption, which I said it many times. It's you must understand, looking at the internet era, right? When it was so bullish, everybody was like buying internet, right? But the thing at the point in time, people didn't understand what is internet or how to use it, how to do an email. It was too complicated for the normal person, right? But everybody know internet is the future. So the company, Apple, you know, they actually brought personal computer, make it so simple that, you know, normal person know how to drag and drop. As simple as that. They actually brought that into mainstream adoption. So I personally think that blockchain is also at this, blockchain and crypto and NFTs is also at this timing where everybody know of it, hear of it. Some people think it's a scam. Some people think, many people think it's the future, but it's too complicated for the normal person to actually understand. Like what the heck, to set up a wallet, buy crypto, send it in, then after that buy NFT, and then it's too complicated, right? And today I was talking to this guy who was saying that many blockchain games are all doing it wrong. The barrier to entry is too difficult for a normal person to start. And the reason why it's because many of them are only looking for the short-term profit. And because to start, you have to buy this, then you can start. So whereas our strategy, it's very simple. To not change consumers' behavior. It's as simple as that. Don't change consumers' behavior. What they have been doing it, let them continue to do the same way. For example, let's say you want to register a TikTok account, right? Connect to Facebook, you get a TikTok account or register an email. So it's the very same thing. When somebody registers an account with us, is connect to TikTok account, Facebook account, or an email, they can have an account, they can start playing. They can even start earning cryptocurrency, right? And the idea is them earning and not even realizing it's crypto. You know, that I personally think that we will really drive and penetrate mass adoption. And when only if they want to withdraw it out, okay, then they have to go through the process of setting up the wallet, you know, the MetaMask, all this.
What about something which is like an auto converter inside? Because from a business point of view, let's say you would reward them with FYN Token, but if the user can basically check like, oh, I want to get paid in crypto or get paid in US dollars, and then they basically sign over their rights for Affyn as a company to basically change the FYN token for USD, and then obviously take a 10% fee, like a market-based fee, something like this. Would that be like?
Yes.
Maybe you should sign me to your board of directors.
But the idea is, of course, our vision is we want to keep the money inside the ecosystem. For example, let's say you buy, you play a normal game, right? You buy the in-game currency. You don't have the thought process of I want to sell it. I'm here to buy the items in the game. So we'll have mass majority of money coming in for the purpose of utility. And maybe those who are trading and selling are the minority traders in the future, because we have so much players that the minority of investors doesn't affect anything. Yeah.
About the token itself, is there, because I don't recall reading that, is there a dual token on the deflationary side of things?
Okay. So in terms of the dual token, it's really more of us trying to the purpose and objective. There's two main purpose and objective. It's we want to be able to bridge the real world merchants, to be able to adopt cryptocurrency as a start point. So when we talk about dual currency, it's really more of we talk about crypto, right? It's really more of a stable coin for each local currency. For example, let's say Singapore, right? We call it FYN SG, right? Or maybe Vietnam, we call it FYN Dong, right? So this way is a cryptocurrency, but it's in stable coin.
Okay.
And it's in crypto. So we allow them to actually hold it in their own stable coin in their own currency. It's inside the crypto. It's only when they want to cash it out.
Inside the Nexus or?
No, in their own wallet, in their own cryptocurrency wallet. Yeah. So when they want to cash it out, then there is a transaction fee that we charge. So the second purpose is, again, instead of us giving them fiat in the very beginning, it's only when they want to cash it out. We as a company, again, we earn from transaction fee. So there's two main purposes of why we are doing this.
More monetization. All right. Fair.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
So basically, apart from, maybe an interesting question to tie to this, apart from those type of transactions, which is one of the monetization models, you have the NFTs, which is one monetization model. Is there anything else major, like not microtransactions, nothing like that, but like are you going to charge the merchants, for example, or?
Yeah, we have 18 revenue streams.
Okay.
So advertising will be one of our biggest, of course, advertising, cost per visit, all this area, the in-game items, in-game purchases. So that's another area. Those minor ones that you talk about, transaction fees, events, merchandise, are all part of our monetization model. So one thing we can do a lot of things is because we have the real world aspect of it. When we talk about real world, right? The lifestyle aspect of it. So that way we can, there are many ways to actually basically make money. Yeah. So we are not afraid there's no way to make money. So there are many ways to actually do it. Yeah. So it's all in the white paper. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I did see the advertising is obviously one of the more common things. Yeah. Which I would say like maybe the biggest potential as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So merchant, for example, merchant, we also charge. Yeah. So for example, merchant, we also charge a marketing fee, right? Because we drive users to them, transaction fees, all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we'll be earning a lot from transactions, and that's where we are coming from. Subscription.
How big is the how big is the Affyn team right now at the moment?
Oh, okay. Well, this one I need to check. I need to check with the HR team. But we have 14 new hires. We have 14 or 15 new hires. A few of them are key. And in fact, can't say too much now, but what I can say it's we have onboarded a few key hires, but these few key hires, right? There's a lot of talk, negotiation to bring them over because they are in another company, right? They are not like jobless, so we need to bring key hires over.
Yeah, like a transition.
Yeah, so from the negotiation, the talk, everything, and then after that for them to finally send the resignation, then after that for them to come in, there's a 3 months notice period. So can you imagine? We are not even 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Oh, for high-level executives, it's 3 months. You know, and that's normal because you are like a high-level executive. It takes 3 months for transition notice period. So that's why we can't say anything. We can't say anything until they are officially on board.
Yeah, of course. But like a ballpark range, is it less than 100 employees?
Oh, definitely less than 100. I mean, if we are 100, we have 100, we are crazy.
What about let's say 50?
Okay, if you talk about full-time staff, we are definitely less than 50. If you talk about outsourcing everything, we definitely can reach there. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What do you think? Because I was building up to this question, yeah, like the more difficult one. Where do you think in the, let's say, the beta release, so basically before you go live, how big do you think the team would be at that point?
Okay, so our full-time staff we have a plan of 40 by end of this year, but I think we'll get to 50. I think, okay, because we haven't add in the there'll be new position adding on. Currently our team projection has been at 40, but we are still adding new roles that's needed in the team. So I personally think we'll get to 50 by beta. 50 full-time perm staff, yes. So the core team are mostly all in Singapore. Actually not mostly, all are in Singapore. So because I personally, and it's not easy, you see, because you want to bring talents locally and you know, specialize in Singapore, it's not easy. Yeah, of course you want to go global, it's much, you have more people. So for me, my vision is I need to build a core team that are all local, because I believe in personal, we are together to actually, so it actually, that, you know, cuts off all the miscommunication. And from there, we can actually let the leads to lead teams that are international. Yeah, for example, let's say the technical development team outsource it. The art team, we can do it overseas and stuff like that. So we have a couple that are international, but the core teams are all in Singapore. Yeah.
Good to know. Perfect. Do you perhaps, because I ran out of questions, to be fair, you literally answered everything. I'm still curious about those NFTs, but I'll be patient. And I think everybody will be. I think we'll keep Tammy happy and wait for the official announcements, because that's only couple of weeks out, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
It'll be in June. It'll be in June period.
Yeah. So that will go fast. 7 weeks, and we're there. Do you have any questions for me, perhaps? You actually don't.
No, I'm never thought of it yet. Not for now yet. Yeah.
Perhaps
next time. By the way, do you? I saw the Godfather picture right there. Good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, really good movie. Yeah, great. I have.
Ask him about Godfather. Tell me, ask him about Godfather.
It's definitely one of the favorites. And I have on the other side, which nobody ever sees, I have what's his name? Harvey Specter from Suits.
Wow, my favorite shows, Harvey Specter.
Right, I got both the favorites. When people come into my office, I have like a glass office. Then people always tell me like, "Oh, where did you get that?" And it's quite the eye catcher.
By the way, I just want to know, how do you get to know about Affyn? Like, you know, through how do you found it?
Oh, that's a good one. I found this one myself. So because I went to the private first, and then later I did the IDO as well on AnyPad. But actually, that's a really good question, because I picked it up for a YouTube review. And I think I was just searching for upcoming projects on the CoinMarketCap IDO ranking. The calendar that they have, and that was like way in the beginning when I started to do YouTube. That's how I scouted the projects, and now obviously I have so many connections. People just send me projects, but that's basically how basically the content marketing side of things. So yeah, that's how I came about it. And then I did the white paper review, and I remember really well because, again, I'm not going to hype it up. We're already at the end of the AMA anyway, but it was one of the highest quality white papers that I read at that point. The balance between investment point of view and your vision of the game was in good balance. Normally, we see a white paper which is 95% about the game and 5% about the tokenomics. But for the investors, which the white paper is for at the end of the day, the game is important to understand your vision, but the tokenomics are more important. Right? And the team And the one thing I loved was the videos.
The videos.
Where you guys introduce yourself, basically the management team.
Oh, yeah.
That was really impressive. Yeah. And you even got the advisors on tape, which was something of the touch, you know, where everything is booming and there's so much money going around. You need to choose what you would like to participate in at the end of the day. And once you get that instill of confidence, so for my community, it's transparency and trust. Right. So people can ask me anything about the money we raise with our own NFTs, what we do, right? I can just explain them. This is my vision. This is how it works. And if we make changes, then we are very transparent with these changes. And that's what I felt with Affyn as well in the beginning, where 99% of the other companies, they hide things, right? And then you lose trust, and losing investor trust is never a good thing. Short term,
definitely,
long term. And because people don't want to make mistakes, but
it's a currency.
The space changes so quickly. Of course, you cannot, and you're pioneering a space as well. You cannot do anything without mistakes.
Correct.
Right? So as long as you're transparent, like say, hey, I messed up, right? It's on me, but I'm willing to do my best to fix it, or this is how we are trying to fix it. Show that you're putting in effort, then it's all good. I think that's what I've learned, at least along the way.
Seems like we share the same values, you know. I'm really glad to, and that's why when I heard about going to have an AMA with you, looking to, I mean for us, right, we at this time we are trying to hold back on marketing, try not to overhype anything, right? But then when Colin said, okay, let's do an AMA, okay, let's jump in together. Then I was saying he's going to ask some hard questions, you know. Yeah, I mean we have nothing to hide, you know. That's why we are not afraid to take on hard questions. Yeah.
Right. I appreciate it. It's definitely good to have like at least an introduction with like the serious scale of the project that you're looking to launch, because getting familiar with it over time, getting that adoption even on the investor side, I think is quite important. So yeah, let's leave it here. I appreciate you very much for being here, taking time to answer the questions. I think everybody enjoyed it. You answered almost all of the questions, but that leaves some room for next time to go over those NFTs when that's time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. By the way, I don't know. I don't know if how many of you are from Singapore. There's going to be an event in June. Come to our booth. We'll be having a booth in an event. I think 16 to 17 June. So we'll be giving out goodie bags. We'll be promoting Affyn. I think we also can get to meet in person.
What's it called? The conference?
I think it's Crypto Asia. I think there'll be 1,000 to 2,000 packs at the event. I'll be speaking on stage. I have a 30-minute keynote time slot. So there'll be other blockchain companies there also as well. We have a huge ass booth. We're gonna have buddies. I think like buddies there, physical buddies there. Be giving out goodie bags, giving out T-shirts. You know, so hopefully we can meet everybody, take some pictures together. Yeah, looking forward to that. Crypto Asia, I think it's
Crypto Asia. Expo Asia at the Fairmont Hotel.
Yes, Fairmont Hotel.
Take me to the rescue. All good. All right.
Yeah.
Keep it in mind. I think I'm in Asia in June. So perhaps it's been 2 years since I was last in Singapore. So we'll see. It's very hot though, right? Humid. So that's what I remember.
Where are you? Where are you currently right now?
I'm in Amsterdam right now.
Oh my God, Amsterdam. Love it.
But it's very sunny right now, but I spent 2 weeks in Singapore. I was on, what's it called? Tulip Road, the main road. It's something with the tulip now.
Is it? No, I don't know. I don't know which street is that.
It's like the main street with all the stores. What's that called? Orchid Road.
Oh, Orchard Road. Yeah.
Orchard Road.
Yeah,
that
main
one.
Shopping center.
Tulip. No, the Orchid Road. Yeah. That's where I was with my hotel. So definitely good place to be in terms of all the things to see.
Looking forward to have you here one day.
Definitely excited about the long term. Thank you again. Thank you so much from all the community. I hope to see you again in the future.
Yep, see you soon. Thank you so much for this call.
Very much welcome. Tammy, everybody from the Affyn team, thank you so much for getting this done. My people, I will see you guys in the community. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day and make sure you have a productive week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.